Hi, I'm Lee and this is my podcast about my handmade life. You can find me on Ravelry as louleigh or Instagram as Instamatic louleigh, and I'm also a purveyor of fine knitting bags, and you can find Shop Louleigh on Etsy. So welcome back to my podcast. It's been a long time since I've been chatting with you, and I actually have a cold today, and so my voice is very husky and smooth. But I just wanted to come and chat with you, so I thought I would just do a bit of a finishing glory update. I've been doing lots of different things, but I thought I would keep this one short just in case my voice runs out, and just have a few minutes of having a chat with you. I'm having dog issues today because my faithful terrier is outside the door going, please let me in, please let me in. But I know that if I let him in, then my diabolical lasser will come in and they will just play the whole time. And yeah, there'll be lots of shenanigans. I think I might leave him at the door, but you can probably hear him whittering, going, please, can I come in? Can I chat with you? I want to tickle. So yeah, he can stay out there for now. I won't be here for too long. So there are some fun things that have been happening in the louleigh group on Ravelry, in the louleigh community. To start with, we have a knit along going on called Knit 1000 Grams, which was my resolve to knit a whole kilo of yarn before I go to the Edinburgh Yarn Festival in March, and a bunch of you have decided to join me, and there are a few people who have already knitted their first kilo. And so I just wanted to do an update so that those of you who are feeling a little bit left behind know that I might not be racing ahead with this either. So currently I'm up to 323 grams of finished things. So a little over a third of the way there. And I had kind of thought that I could do this before Christmas. I think the Edinburgh Yarn Festival was a sensible goal. But we have some motivational prizes coming up. The first one I'm going to draw on Boxing Day, and that is for the latest copy of PomCom Quarterly. And I shall send that out to the winner. There's some beautiful patterns in here. I'm just looking at the one on the back. I'm thinking, ooh, do I want to knit that? That looks quite nice. So yeah, there's some lovely things in here. So I'm going to draw that on Boxing Day, because if you're like me and you're not buying yarn while you're doing this challenge, I mean, that's not a proviso. If you buy yarn, you're not out of the cowl or anything. We're not about self-flagellation around here. It's just a matter of way of tracking your ingoings and your incomings and your outgoings. Right, so I'm going to draw for that on Boxing Day. And then the next motivational prize draw is rather exciting. That's on the 6th of February. Yeah, the 6th of February. I chose dates that were memorable to me. And one of the prizes for that one is actually this new tote bag from Knit British. Louise sent this to me to give away. And so I thought I might have some other goodies coming to put in this. But yeah, that will be the next motivational prize. So keep updating your entries in the Knit 1000 Grams forum. It's lovely to see all your finished objects. It's actually really inspiring to see what different people are knitting with different things and all the different yarn that you're using. And there's been some lovely chat over on the Chatter forum as well. So that's been lots of fun. It's really nice to have you all there. The other thing was that in the last episode, I had gone off to a workshop and made myself a pair of knickers. And quite a few of you said that you had thought about making knickers, or you had a pattern or a kit, or you'd seen that other people were making knickers. So I decided to start a knickers along. And I have set up a thread in the Ravelry group for us to share different patterns that we've used. You can maybe review your made knickers, or to share tutorials. I know there's a couple of patterns that I want to try out, and I want to make some amendments to the pattern that I used the first time, and try that one again as well. I have some feedback on how well those knickers worked out, but I think I shall save that for another podcast. But yeah, so if you've ever thought of making knickers, then pop in there and let's see your fabric and your patterns and whatnot. That would be good fun. It would be nice to do that along with you. I forgot to mention that I am wearing my Enchanted Mesa by Stephen West, and I made this in a selection of blacker yarns. It's very cosy, and of course when you're feeling a bit crook, feeling very cosy is kind of nice. I've also been wearing a hat around the house to keep my ears warm, because I find when I have a sore throat I like to have warm ears, but I thought I would take that off for the podcast. But I've got kind of hat here now. I don't know if I should fluff it up, that might just look even worse. The first thing I have to show you that I've finished though, well, it's a set actually. I had only just started this last time I podcasted. And I was making a set for my allotmenteering chum, and I had started a cowl. It was a Pearl Soho pattern, and yarn and pattern and needles just didn't seem to be working as one. So I got a wee way along with that and then undid it and decided to make this cowl, which is it is the Greyhaven cowl by Robin Ulrich, and there is actually a hat pattern to go along with this, but they're paid for patterns and you have to buy them both separately, which I think be nice to have the option to buy them both together as a kit. Not that I wanted to make the hat, I just thought that the cowl and the lace was really pretty. I'll stop moving it about so you can actually see it. I thought that was really nice, and I pretty much knitted it exactly as per the pattern. The hat that I've made to go along with this said that it would take a little over a skein of yarn, and so I wanted to make sure when I knit, I probably should have started with the hat, but I wanted to make sure when I knitted the cowl that I had some yarn left over, and so I didn't put in any extra repeats or anything. However, I did have quite a lump of yarn. I need to rewind this and tidy it up before I put it away. Oh crikey, it's all falling to bits now. Yeah, so as you can see, I did have quite a lump of yarn left over. This is Madeline Tosh Vintage in the Flycatcher colourway, and it's really nice. I liked it. It's quite a deep blue, but the colour didn't leak at all. And I washed it in eucalyptus and it's come up beautifully and soft. It smells lovely as well. It was the Rapture scent. So yeah, so what I'm saying is that I think it would have been better with an extra repeat, but maybe that's because I have quite a long neck, and so I like a long cowl as well. But I thought the pattern was just so pretty, and it's really simple, just that simple lace pattern, and quite decorative. So you guys were really helpful when it came to actually picking the hat pattern, and I think a couple of you pointed me at the Woolly Worm head thread where they talk about what hats might suit different face shapes. Stand by, I'm going to have a little drink. yeah, so there's a thread in the Woolly Wormhead group about what hats look best on different face shapes, which was really helpful. But then whilst I was looking through the group, I discovered a lady who has knitted loads of Woolly Wormhead hats who had a similar face shape to my allotment tearing chum. And so I just went through her project page until I found a hat that looked really good on her. And it was Woolly Wormhead's Dulce pattern. That is the pattern name, isn't it? Let me just double check. Yeah, Dulce. And it has this cute little rolled brim. It's knitted vertically in short rows, and it's got reverse stocking stitch on the outside, which it feels really nice now, nice and soft now that I've washed it. And it has this little brim on it. So I hope I've knitted the right size, and I hope that my allotment tearing chum really likes it. And of course I'm using my standard hat blocker. I've only started doing this, was it this year? Using a balloon as a hat blocker, and I really like the way it works. You can get exactly the size that you want. Unfortunately they're not reusable or anything, but yeah, and it just finishes off the hats really nicely. This is still ever so slightly damp, and so, and it's got a little bit of my hair on it. There we go. So yeah, when that's properly dried off, I shall wrap it up and gift it to her. I'm not going to put it on my head, not because I don't want to mess up my hair, but because I have a massive scone, and I think her head is a little bit smaller than mine, and so I don't want to stretch the hat out and have it all the wrong size for her. So yeah, that's that. This is the sock segment. I'm starting to feel a bit husky. Maybe I should be like, this is the sock segment. And I have finished 2 pairs of socks over the last month. The first is what I'm calling the fishbowl socks, and this is just a pattern that I made up myself and some yarn that I dyed myself. There was another skein of this, and it's gone to live in New Zealand, which is very exciting. Yeah, and I think I mentioned last time that these had come out too small, but I have blocked them, and I'm really excited to send them off to as a gift to a lovely friend. I don't usually block socks unless I'm gifting them. I think if I'm gifting them, they just look that bit better, especially when they've got lace on them like this. So I had done a star toe, which has 8 decrease points all around the end, and I've done a heel flap and gusset. I did a plain heel flap, just in stocking stitch with a couple of stitches of garter stitch down the side. Yeah, I mention all this because I'm going to bring this sock back in a second when I talk about heels again. It's a common subject here. So the other sock that I finished that also has a star toe and a heel flap and gusset is a vanilla sock that I knitted using some lovely yarn that Lara from the Fawn and the Fox gifted me. It's her badger base, which is Blueface Leicester, and it's in the terrarium colourway. I think the heel is out of hazelnut. Who knows? Probably. I think I found the label to that the other day. I'm pretty sure it's hazelnuts, but I can't remember any of the other details. Now, usually when I talk about socks, I talk about how they don't fit across the instep here, and how I wish I'd made the heel flap longer. And on this pair of socks, I totally made the heel flap longer. I made it, I think it was about 4 rows longer. And yeah, so they fit me a lot better across this section. These stitches at the front are not pulled out so much. But I think in future I would Maybe I only did 2 rows more. In future, I think I would even do a couple more rows and just make that heel flap just that little bit longer, and then I think they're going to fit perfectly. But what I discovered is you can see that on this heel I've done a little slip stitch pattern to kind of reinforce it, and it kind of it makes a denser fabric, of course, which is what you want across your heel, but it also means that this gusset doesn't stretch out and give as much, and so all of the tension is across the front of the foot, and that's why you either need to do a different type of heel construction that doesn't make that dense fabric across the back of the heel, or you need to I've lost my train of thought, that's just left the station. Yeah, anyway. So that stitch pattern does mean that this area doesn't give as much. So yes, if you're doing a heel flap, you do need to make it a bit longer if you need more room in this area. And what was interesting is that because I haven't put the slip stitch pattern in this heel, that problem is not so accentuated. I think it would probably still fit better if I had fit me better if I'd made the heel flap longer, but because it doesn't have the slip stitch pattern, it's not sort of holding, there's nothing stopping the heel flap from stretching vertically, whereas this one there is. So that was quite interesting. And yes, I have finally made my heel flap longer, and next time I'm going to make it even longer. Not by a lot, I think I'm almost there in terms of the perfect pair of fitting socks. But I am really excited to be wearing these. I finished them, I think, about 2 weeks ago, and I was saving them to show to you guys. So I'm totally going to wear these tomorrow. Very excited. Yeah. So that's all of my finishing glory for today. Like I say, I've got a number of other things that are in the works that I'm really excited to show you, but I can just feel that tickle coming, and so I think I will hold off on that until next week and come and have a chat with you a bit sooner, because it's so nice to talk to you. I do hope you'll come and join me in the Ravelry group. It's always nice to chat with you there, or on Instagram, and I shall see you next time. Bye!